And we're here, finally, 6 months later. It's beginning to be a bit of a pattern, this is, but I haven't had much time. A lot of people have asked me about the Legionella cycle on the Mitsubishi Ecodan unit. So whilst I'm on a service and waiting boringly for the Delta T to get up, I'm going to show you how to change your setting on the Legionella. Previous video I've covered how to change your hot water temperatures. You can see that. I'm not even going to try and link it because I'm not that technical. And I've also done setting the scheduled timer as well for the Ecodan unit, so you can go back to my channel somewhere and have a look at those. But for the Legionella, we will go through it. So if we press the engineers button in the bottom left hand corner, go straight to hot water, you'll see here you've got a Legionella setting. Now you can turn this on or off as and when you want to. If you want a Legionella cycle on your system, if you don't, recommend that you do. You know, it kills any bacteria in the tank, etc. So we'll have that one on, but you'll notice we've got no notepad button here to be able to change any of the Legionella settings. So from the main menu, you need to press and hold the engineers setting until it prompts you into the next menu. Press the tick button on hot water, and now you can see we've got a little notepad here. If we click that notepad, we've got all of our settings for the Legionella cycle. Now, hot water temperature is always going to be a minimum of 60 degrees. Factory set actually comes to 65. Now, I don't recommend that you have it on 65. There's no need for it. And the more and more you're trying to achieve 65 degrees, the more it's using the immersion heater to do that and costing you money. So we drop that down to 60 degrees, tick and confirm that one. If we go to frequency, see we've got an option here to change the amount of days that this will be done. Now you can go anywhere from 30 to 1. I recommend that you leave that on around about 15 days. 14-15 days is about the right time. So we can tick and confirm that, change as you need to. Now start time. Start time's an interesting one. Now this comes factory set to 3 o'clock in the morning. Now you can change this to do a Legionella cycle at any time of the day. So if we think about when we're doing hot water, most of the time you are going to want, or there is a requirement for hot water during the day. So it would be more beneficial to do the Legionellas during the day when you do require hot water, rather than doing it at 3 AM when there's no requirement for hot water. Theoretically, the tank temperature is dropping because you are not using hot water. Therefore, it should be cheaper to do it during the day. But this is kind of your discretion. If you run hot water on continuous on a max temperature drop of 10 degrees, which we covered in the previous video, then it doesn't really matter when you do your Legionella cycle. But it's always beneficial to do your Legionellas for a time that you're already using your hot water or asking for a demand. Okay, in this case we're going to set this one to do it at 12. And if we go back into max operation time, so minimum is a 1 hour, factory set comes to 3 hours. 1 hour is more than enough to kill the bacteria in the tank. It doesn't need to be on any longer than that. Duration of max temp. Now you can drop this down to 1 minute. So as soon as it completes Legionellas to 60 degrees, 1 minute at 60 degrees, done. Cycle is complete. Hospitals and care homes, etc., they may require a little bit of a longer time just for their regulations. Standard domestic property, you could drop that down to 1 minute. I recommend going to 5 minutes, more than enough. And that is pretty much every single setting on the Legionella. If you press the return button, again, you've got the option to have it on, or you've got the option to have it off. Always recommend that you have it on. If there's an issue with your immersion heater, it's not working, it's getting stuck in Legionellas, which we will cover in another video, probably in 6 months time, then obviously, you know, you can turn that off just as a temporary measure. Always recommend that you leave it on. But yeah, hope that helps for the people that have asked the questions about the Legionella cycle. Cheers.